I was on the opportunity statement wherein I can see it is mentioned improve the production rate and reduce the component manufacturing cost. Okay. When we talk about the impact of the pain, we have to focus on that what is the impact that we are going to have it on the if the cycle time is not being addressed, what is the impact that's going to have? Okay. So probably in the opportunity statement, we are on the opportunity statement or problem statement on the right.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So therefore we need to mention that what is the impact that we're going to have in the opportunity statement. And business impact are the numbers that we just talked about, that what is the sort of business impact that it could have. Either it could have more cost being incurred, either it could have the revenue getting leaked, either it could have the customer satisfaction, it could have anything also. Okay. I think your project scope is good, wherein you have mentioned the components manufactured for battery is your in scope and other components is your out scope. So I think that is correct. Your goal statement, reducing the cycle time from 15 minutes to 10 minutes is correct, but we need to also mention by when we would be able to do it. So if you could have mentioned by 31st of August or whatever the date you want to finish it, it would have been good to go. And you mentioned improving the production efficiency. So that is that. So as I talked about last time, one project charter or one business case can only have one goal statement, one target. You can have multiple CTQ, you can have multiple KPIs, which you can mention in the opportunity statement, that it can also lead to improvement in production efficiency. However, if there is no improvement in the production efficiency, but you meet your cycle time goal, your project would be good. Okay, because that is my project goal that I have aimed at. So, but in the goal statement, you would only mention that goal which you have picked. So that second one is not required.
In the goal statement, we can mention reduction of one cut answer, like reduction of 5 minutes, like at that time.
Yes. So
with the existing 50.
Yeah. So
my doubt is that, see, when we are reducing the cycle time, then your production efficiency is also increased. So it automatically impacts the production efficiency. So when you are able to produce only 70% with 15 minutes, and when we are reducing it to 10 minutes, then your efficiency also will improve. So the impact would be both.
Very good explanation. However, Kishore, the goal that we have taken is the cycle time, and I completely understand. If we improve the cycle time, which means if we are taking less time to produce, we will be able to improve our efficiency or productivity. Yeah, that is good enough. That you can mention. That you can mention in your business case. That if this project is initiated, it can improve the production efficiency from 70 to 85%, which could add more revenue to the organization. So you can take a trend of last 6 months or 1 year and calculate if with 70% productivity we earn X amount of money, but if the moment we add 85% of our efficiency, we can have more amount of revenue for the organization. So the second line that we mentioned, that you can put it in the business case.
Okay.
And with certain calculations, you can put it in the opportunity statement also, right? So that's just to reiterate it to everyone. Goal statement, you should only mention one goal, but if with the help of this goal, it can have impact on other parameters also. Like in this example, you have mentioned the efficiency. That is not mentioned to be mentioned in the goal statement. That you can mention either in the business case or both, in the business case as well as opportunity statement. Okay, business case, you can just mention that it can improve the efficiency, and in the opportunity statement, you can mention those numbers also in the business impact number.
And one more thing, Simar, one more thing. When there is an opportunity statement, there are two: impact of pain and business impact. When any product or any manufacturing, if any additional machines or additional investments are there, shall be mentioned in the impact or the business impact?
So if business impact would come into consideration when there is any sort of business metric getting improved with the help of this particular project. But if
Exactly.
it is, but if it is related to any other which is not in, which is intangible, like customer satisfaction score, reducing the escalations, which probably cannot be right now converted, wherein you don't have numbers right now. Okay, that you can probably add another column and mention it as a customer impact or an intangible benefit in the opportunity statement itself. So when it comes to the project plan, so I think the format you have put it here, but the start and the end date has to be there for each of the phases. So we have to clearly mention our stakeholder that how much time that I will be taking to complete this project. So he should be rest assured that how you are divided your phases from define till control, so that he or she becomes confident and understand that when the solutions will going to come into place, when the analysis would complete. Okay, in the project team, the names are required, so I understand it's an example, so it's good enough. Sponsor, if it's a managing director, whoever is a champion, but the thing is we should know that who's the champion and who's the sponsor. Okay, who's the mentor and who are the team members. So that's how an effective project charter would be documented, wherein it would clearly articulate the business case, the problem statement, the milestones, the goal statement, the project team, and the scope as well. Okay, and the more research you do while preparing a project charter, the better it would be for you to take an approval on it. Okay, because this is one document which will be reviewed throughout during the project cycle, which would help you to gain certain approvals. Okay, so anybody has any questions on the project charter? Because this is such an important thing. If you don't understand it well, the next sort of things that we're going to learn, you would certainly have certain problems if you don't understand it well. So even though if you understand 70 to 80% out of it, okay, then also I'm happy, because the more business cases you'll be working on preparing it, the more confident you will be. So I'll give you an exercise at the end of the training, which I'll not be reviewing it, but that's for your own review. You can review yourself and see whether the project charter is effective or not. So anybody has any question on this?
Simarpreet, actually, the things are clear now. What is the project charter and how to do it? But the main thing is the practice. So once we will have some data, like some of the cases, then we can practice on it. And if there is any doubt, then we can discuss on that.
Absolutely, and that's why. Yes.
And one more thing, if you could give us 1 or 2 days time, we'll clearly define one project and we'll send to you. Could you please recheck it and get back to us?
Sure. So you can send it to me.
You can highlight those and you can send to everybody, so that will be clear.
Absolutely, because this is such an important thing in a Six Sigma project or a training. This is the prime most focused thing which everybody needs to be confident at, and that's why I was just re-emphasizing on this. So I'm glad that we have understood the concept, but yes, as Mahesh said, it requires certain practice. So you can practice it and get back to me in case if you have any query.
Simar, one question. Can you brief again in scope and out scope? I'm confused about this.
Who asked that question? Sorry, I was looking at the screen. I'm not very familiar with the voices at the moment. Who asked this question?
Bhanu here. Can you repeat
Bhanu.
again? Yeah. In
Okay,
scope
okay.
and out scope, Simarpreet.
In scope is, so when we are preparing a project charter or when we're doing a project, it is not always required that we are taking into consideration each and every department, each and every zone, each and every product of the organization. So we are limiting a scope. Okay. So for in the same example, if I'm doing a project on improving the customer escalation or improving the cycle time, so I have my process which is based out in 4 different zones. Okay, and everywhere we have the same sort of process, same sort of procedures. So I want to clearly articulate and mention that I am doing this project only for one particular region or 2 particular region. Okay, that can be one of the things wherein we are dividing the geography. Second could be that I am doing this. So let's say if I'm doing a project on customer escalation, and we know customer escalation comes in all the departments. So I'm saying that this scope is only limited to operations department, or maybe customer service department, or maybe underwriting department, or maybe sales department. Okay, so I'm scoping it. Okay, another example could be, so for example, I have 10 different products which I am working on, but I am doing this project only on these 2 products. So that is my in scope, and rest of the products or rest of the zones or rest of the departments are my out scope.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, yes, it's clear now.
And I think you should know why are we doing it, just to limit ourselves that this project is only limited to this particular zone or this particular area.
And Simarpreet, one thing, like say in project scope, as you said, for example, the customer satisfaction thing, like only say the customer service department is involved. Even within the customer service department also, there will be say differences of inbound calling, outbound calling, or something. So we can even restrict it to that, narrow down to that level also, that only the inbound, this particular customer service team will be in scope, and the rest are all out of scope. We can do that also, right?
Right. So let me say it so that everybody can understand the example that you're giving. So what Remy is saying is, so she's taking an example of a call center, okay, wherein we have 2 sort of communication that we have with the customer. One is an outbound, wherein the customer care executive calls the customer, and one is another is an inbound, wherein we call the customer care. Okay, for any sort of queries. So she's saying in an in scope or an out scope. For example, if I'm doing this project for one particular department, let's say I'm doing it only for customer services, and I'm trying to improve the customer escalation only for inbound, not for outbound. Do I need to mention that in the in scope? The answer is yes, absolutely. If you have done that much kind of narrow, to make sure that your scope becomes limited to only that, yes, in that case you can mention this also. You have to mention this as well. Yes, this is compulsory.
Okay.
Because if thanks for talking about this, Remy, and it applies to everyone. The more clear we mention our scope, the better it is for us to clearly say that where we currently stand in terms of the goal that we have taken. Okay, Remy, can you please make me the host? I think I got you became host.
Am I the host?
Yes, you are the host.
Oh, I don't know, just to say please.
Okay, Simar, I have sent the sample on WhatsApp. Sorry, I was not able to speak because of a lot of background noise around me. Because the screen disappeared and sometime I could not get the numbers there, but I've still just put something around the table, and you can later.
Okay. I will review it. And probably after the training.
Sure.
But I think you have heard the conversation, the feedback session that we had.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. So I'm just.
Yeah.
I can see that I'm the host now. Thanks, Remy. So I'm just sharing my screen, and so that we can start with the measure phase. It's a good discussion that we had. I think this was important, and now I believe everybody's on the same page. So let me know when you can see it.